You know that feeling, right? Staring at a blank screen, dreaming of an amazing trip, but you're just paralyzed. You have no idea where to even start. Well, today, we're going to look at a really cool AI-powered way to turn that scary blank page into a perfect travel handbook.
Does this question hit a little too close to home? You've got that itch for adventure, you want to plan it all yourself, but taking that first step just feels like staring into a giant, confusing void. And trust me, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone.
So, listen to this. This is a direct quote from the author of our source material, and he was describing his very first time planning a big trip, his honeymoon to Greece. And that feeling he describes, painful and anxious, that's really the core problem we're going to tackle today.
All right, first up, let's talk about the planning paralysis. You know, that feeling of being completely stuck before you've even booked a flight.
You know, what's so wild is that the problem has nothing to do with a lack of information. I mean, the internet is practically drowning in it. The real struggle, as the author figured out, is that when you don't have a basic feel for a place, you don't even know what you should be researching in the first place.
I mean, just look at this. When he was planning that trip to Greece, he was just bombarded. Every travel blog, every article was screaming that a different island was a must-visit. You've got Santorini, Athens, Mykonos. They all sound incredible. But how do they connect? Which ones even make sense for a single trip? It's just a classic case of information overload, and it leads to total confusion.
So how in the world do you break out of that paralysis? Well, that brings us to Section 2, a completely new AI-powered approach.
Okay, this right here is the fundamental shift in thinking. The old way, you'd dive headfirst into all the messy little details, restaurants, hotels, you'd have a million tabs open. The new way completely flips that on its head. You start with the big picture, the outline, and that gives you a solid foundation and, honestly, a feeling of control.
And the tool at the heart of this whole new method is something called NotebookLM. The easiest way to think about it is like a personal research assistant. You just feed it your sources, articles, links, whatever notes you have, and it helps you make sense of everything by summarizing it, organizing it, and even answering your questions about it.
So, how does it actually work in practice? Well, that brings us to this beautifully simple three-stage method. The process is just brilliantly simple. Step 1, you use the AI to get that big picture outline. Then, and only then, once you have that framework, do you dive into the nitty-gritty details. And the final payoff? You turn all that beautifully organized research into a polished, shareable handbook. Now, this part is absolutely crucial. The mindset for stage 1 is not about making final decisions. For example, when the author was planning a trip to Da Nang, a place he knew absolutely nothing about, his first questions weren't, which hotel should I book? They were more like, what is the vibe of this destination? How do people even get around? The goal is just to get your bearings, so you don't start planning a trip that doesn't even fit your travel style. Okay, now for the really fun part. Let's look at how you go from all this data to an actual awesome deliverable. Because what you get at the end of this isn't just some messy list of notes on your phone. We're talking about creating actual professional quality materials that make it super easy to get your whole travel group on the same page, all excited and informed.
So first up, the AI can help you generate these amazing visual infographics. These are perfect for your travel buddies who, let's be honest, might not read a long document. In one quick look, everyone gets a feel for the main attractions, the food scene, the general pace of the trip. It helps build consensus without needing a 2-hour meeting.
And then you can create a complete formal travel proposal, and this goes way beyond a simple itinerary. We're talking app recommendations, pre-trip checklists, even useful local phrases. The author actually points out that this is often way more detailed than what you'd get from a professional travel agency. But what if you have people in your group who aren't going to look at an infographic or a proposal? I mean, what's left? You guessed it, you can even create AI-generated video summaries. This is a total game changer. Just imagine sending a quick 2-minute video to your group that covers the highlights, or maybe serves as a final "don't forget your passport" reminder. It's such a powerful and modern way to share info. Okay, finally, let's zoom out and look beyond the itinerary to really understand the biggest benefit of this whole process. This quote right here just nails it. The biggest thing this AI-powered method solves isn't just about saving time. It's about getting rid of that awful sinking feeling of, I have no idea what I'm doing. It replaces that anxiety with a clear, structured process that gives you confidence from the very beginning. And when you look at it this way, you realize what the real goal is. The technology is just a tool, right? The true objective here is to conquer that anxiety of the unknown so you can feel relaxed, prepared, and genuinely excited to just enjoy the journey.
So that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. For you, personally, what's the hardest part of planning a trip? Is it that blank page at the beginning? Is it trying to coordinate with everyone else? Or is it getting lost in all the tiny details? It's pretty fascinating to think about how these new tools could change all of that for us.